Okay, folks, this is our first attempt at a moving picture video. We've previously been world famous for our still videos. And on the screen is a prior video. And so this is a production of swamp water and mud productions. Okay, we can't have a video without the sound effects, so here are your sound effects. And it features your hostess, Miss Frankie, also known as Banna. So, one final sound effect. But the title has changed to Golf Car Nature Cruise Around the Yard Black Hammock 2019.
It's recording.
The video also features your host, Glenn. I was going to hold the camera out on a vanity stick, but the camera's too heavy. So enough for the intros, and on with the video. Okay, folks, here we are out in the yard. The tour begins. It's partly ecological, partly biological, partly historical, partly geological, and anything else we can think up along the way. Okay, here we go. All right. We're headed towards our gate. And here's what we call our swimming pond. This is where the 8-foot gator hung out for about 3 months and then went away. And there's the entrance to a trail, or the exit to a trail that you will be on shortly. Okay. And taking a right on Boston Fern Trail. Here we have Vanna illustrating the beauty of the Boston ferns.
Beautiful.
And off we go. Onward. Here we have the entrance to Pine Tree Trail, and this is the way to the backyard of our neighbor's house, Terry and Stephanie. Onward, Pine Tree Trail. And you can see the numerous pine trees. Up here is an old deer stand. And the old ladder to go with it. Okay, folks, here's part of your botanical lesson on the trail. This is a sweet gum tree, small sweet gum tree, about 5 inches diameter. And here is a maple tree. And how do we tell the difference? This is the bark of the sweet gum. Notice how rough it is and linear grooves. This is the bark of the maple tree. Notice how smooth and the play of the pastel colors. Okay, onward on Pine Tree. Here we have cedar tree. Here we have cedar tree. Right turn and coming out to Oak Hill Pond. You say, well, where's the pond? Well, it's right over here. See? If you can call it a pond, it's kind of heart-shaped. Frankie says it's heart-shaped, or Urbana says that it's heart-shaped. Yeah. So now we will turn around and go back to Jurassic Trail number 2. Okay, Oak Hill Pond to onward to Jurassic 2. And it got its name Jurassic because of a 4-year-old that took this trail and said, "This is just like Jurassic Park." So it stuck. So here we go, Jurassic 2. This was the work of the 3rd week that I was out of work. Oh. And I'm getting close to too old for this. And here we have an oak tree with a botanical curiosity. There we go. Let's see what is in there. What might be down in there? Look out, Hannah. Oh, here we go. We're stuck. Oh, step on the gas. There we go. And these shrubs right here are in the bay family. We don't know exactly what they are, but they are in the bay family. Okay. Jurassic 2 continued. Whoops. And here we have kissing cousins. He and she, they were found on this property. And the one on the left says, kiss me. And the one on the right says, I have a headache.
Gross. Crawling on it the whole time.
Okay, Frankie says there was a bug there. We missed the bug. And here we have a little wide spot for multiple golf carts to hang out in the middle of Jurassic 2. Okay, if we keep the windshield out. And making a hard left. Hard left, a hard left, a hard left. Up. And, all right. Your previous botanical lesson. Based upon your previous botanical lesson, what kind of tree might that be? Oh. It's a maple tree. Hey, Jurassic 2 continued. Here we have a leaning tree to go under. And nice big oak tree. Nice big oak tree. Trail side. And onward to what we refer to as pygmy palms. And there are four. There are 4 palms, as Captain Picard would say. But they're pygmy palms, and they have not changed one bit in the past 30 or so years. So they've done what they're going to do. They're just runts. Okay, onward on Jurassic 2. And if you'll look to the, we're fixing to take a right, but if you look to the left, you'll see over there in the woods, right over here, see there's another trail over there. That's Jurassic 1. And it won't be too long and you will be over there. Hopefully. Okay, onward to the right. And then a hard left. And here we have the one and only needle palm on the whole property, and it's not in the best shape from lack of sunlight. So Vanna's going to throw some fertilizer on it. And onward on Jurassic 2. Okay, and if we will look up here, this is another exit to Oak Hill, and there is Oak Hill Pond. If you can see Oak Hill Pond, and we call it Oak Hill because 2 of the larger oaks are here at Oak Hill. There's your other larger oak, right here. There's your other larger oak. Got some gnarly roots.
Gnarly.
Yep. So, we will turn around and go on Jurassic 1. And on we go. Oak Hill to Jurassic 2. That's Jurassic 2. This is onward to Jurassic 1. Pardon me. Jurassic 1. And another botanical lesson. Here we have what is called bridesmaid, and it has like 1-inch white flowers one time a year, but it's here. And there is where it comes out of the ground, behind the palm tree and over here. Here we have a Florida holly tree. A Florida holly tree. Up here. It's hard to see the leaves. And Jurassic 1 we continue. Big old fallen cedar tree right here. Been there a long time. And here we have two leaning, curved sable palms. There's one, and there's the other.
Good.
Yep. And more of the same cedar tree continued. And here's what it looks like down in the red busted part, and it smells good. And onward we go. After I quit shaking the camera so much. And here we have another pygmy palm along the way. That's it. It'll probably be the same in another 30 years. Step on the gas. Around the corner. Making a big hairpin turn here. There we go. Another, not quite a pygmy, but it's got a strange trunk. Sable. And onward. Whoops. We hit a tree. We hit another tree. All right.
Tough trail.
Okay. Here we are. Here we have a very huge tree. And it got hit with the dingo when it came through here. And that's gum. And that gum is sweet. So, what kind of tree do you think it is? thus we come. Okay, but if you'll look to the left over there, you will see Jurassic Trail number 2. There we go. And that's where the golf cart parking area was on Jurassic 2. So, onward on Jurassic 1. Up, forward on Jurassic 1. What do you got?
Manners.
Well, Dana wants to point out the leaning trees. Maybe we should make Vanna get out there and hold her arms up.
That's okay.
And as the illustration. What do y'all think? All right, about a 50-50 there, Vanna. Vanna says, big tree. It's hard being Vanna. Yep, it's tough, folks. Yep. Okay, here we go. And we're getting close to the end here, the end of Jurassic 1. Oh, yes. I've been asked to point out that there's a small little creek here, this is where the pond drains out. It doesn't have much flow hardly at all unless it's raining. But it did rain, so it's got a teeny tiny flow. All right, here we go. Okay, and here's our driveway. And here is to the left, the swimming pond. So, come out at the swimming pond. And go not back to the house, but down here. And this one has no coating on it, no concrete fines. It's all natural. This one we call our swimming pod into the shed trail. Okay, swimming pond to shed trail, and here we go. There's the shed and the sorted clutter, and Vanna says she would prefer not to highlight the shed personally. Okay, onward. This is what we call our water crossing trail, because it has a water crossing. Not much to it, but it is a water crossing. It does qualify. And here is the water crossing. I'm going downhill, 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 downhill. Here we go. Okay, we're at the bottom of the hill. And there is your water crossing. It's not much, but
That's cool. Real neat.
yep, nice place for skeeters to live. So onward we go, uphill, uphill, up that is, up, uphill, up. Meaning palm, and another botanical curiosity. Here's a sable palm. Here's its root structure. There's almost nothing left. It's very little. And the trunk has about rotted out there almost completely. There's a small band. But you can see that it is alive. It is alive and growing, amazingly. Okay, onward on water crossing. All natural trail. And we have to do a 2-point turn. Here we go, and here we have a small citrus tree. Must have been left by the Spaniards because we didn't plant it there. Yep. Vanna's gonna wiggle the. Just shake it real good, Vanna. There we go. There's a. That's good. That's enough. Some kind of citrus. Okay. Onward. We have a very tight spot here. But before we tackle that, we will show you another fallen cedar tree in the woods there. Big old monster. It runs, oh boy, it just keeps going and going and going. Going and going and going through the woods. And that's just one direction. Okay, from there, and then it's coming around. And we'll show you the other end here after we go through this really tight spot between there and there. Oops, we hit this roof. And we're between the tight trees. There's one. There's all the slack you get. And here's the other. There's all the slack you get. Not much. Okay. Looking left. And a really big pine tree. Florida slash pine. Big one. Oh, big old slash pine. Oh, there we are. Okay, onward. Here we go. Here we have our shed bridge, because it's behind the shed. Now here we have a really unique oak tree that runs this way and then curves back overhead, curves back overhead and comes out over here on this side. So it's like an arch above the trail. And here is the shed bridge. We'll highlight the shed bridge. And here's the same creek that you crossed at the water crossing. You're crossing it again. And there's a small pond, a very small pond, that runs out to the right back there. But here we go, the shed pond, and the reason we call it that is there's the shed. A beautiful view of the shed and all the junk. And come out, and there's one of my boats. That's the boat we're going to take you down the canal in, out to the lake, feed you to the gator, and no more from you. So here we go. Onward to the right. And oh, look at here, another bridge. Another bridge. This is what we call our leaning bridge because it's about 6 feet higher on one side. Maybe not that, at least 4. But it goes pitter patter. When you cross it, it goes pitter patter. Okay. Want to try that again? Okay. Well, first, there's the creek, same creek. You cross it now, or ditch, whichever one you're going to call it, for the 3rd time. So if you want to, you can call it a tributary of the original Salt Creek bed, which is just barely over there. There is original Salt Creek bed. So this is the mouth of a massive tributary. Onward. There's a squirrel sitting there. See him? Yep, there goes the squirrel. Up to the top he goes. And this is what we call our big pond. Yep, this is our big pond. There is the big pond. There was about a 6-footer in there earlier. But before we get to the big pond, there is the nature trail continued. This we call the Big Pond Trail. It's on natural. tree. Pretty good sized oak tree right there. And here we have a leaning oak. Okay, here's the leaner. And it goes up over this way. But I'll just show you this one around the corner here again. Right, let's go around the corner just a little. Okay, taking a left. Left. And now we'll show you the oak tree we just went past. Here's the oak. And it's got a, looks like it got hit by lightning. The underside is all scored and hollow. But what's unique about this oak is it has grown and captured this palm frond. This palm frond right here. This palm frond. Yep. It's wedged in there. And you can't really pull it out. It's gotten stuck in there, so somehow a palm frond fell in this crack. The tree grew and trapped the palm frond stick. You know, we got to milk it around here, folks, to show you anything we can come up with. So there you go. Okay, we are continuing on Big Pond Trail. Bumps and all. And 2-point turn. Made it. And we're coming out to, civilization here. There's our gate. And down here to the left is the same big pond. But we won't go that way. We're going this way. Palmetto Trail. Palmetto Trail. Battery. Another natural trail. And here we have another cedar tree. Fell down some hurricane. Battery's getting low, folks, so we're gonna have to cut you off here any moment. So and making a left onto a little bridge, a very small little bridge. And here we go. And here is the ditch. There's considerably more water flow in this ditch. Still not a lot, but definitely more than the other ditch you crossed. Okay, folks, we're back with a charged battery. You didn't notice a thing, did you? Okay, but we're going to back up because we missed a little feature. feature is yet another fallen cedar tree that runs on up into the woods, up over this way. Okay, back to the same little bridge, and on we go. Some little cedar trees right in here. Bunch of little cedar trees. And we forgot to show you, once again, we go back up. The two leaning oaks over here. So, there they are. Looks kind of neat when you go through here. And onward to the bridge. Lots of little cedars in here. But this is Palmetto Trail, and we will show you why here shortly. But first, we can't make it through there. It's just too narrow. It just can't get hung up. So we have to go this way and back over here and reposition to go out behind the pine tree and onward. So here we go. Okay. And it says step on it. Step on it. And then back up. And reposition. So we have repositioned from in there to going around to there. So here we go. Wish me luck.
Good luck.
And one little curiosity, another little curiosity, a little knob here that's kind of strange. That you can snag the golf cart on. So what, Benno? See what? Oh, we'll get to that in a minute. And it says to point out where it's flooded, but we will do that shortly. Yep. And I had to jump down a few trees, not very many along the way, and this was just too tight in here, so it had to go, and I didn't want to take out the cedar because there's a million palms. Okay, and here I had to put some lumber, fill in that hole a little so that it wouldn't tip and you hit this tree right here with the top of the golf cart. So see, it works pretty good. There we go. Off we go, and here's the reason for Palmetto Trail, because there are palmettos all in here. But first we're going through between one big pine tree and another big pine tree. So there are two massive pine trees right here. go. This way. On the left. Or another little bridge. Here we go. Second bridge on Palmetto, and then here is the water. It's the same little stream you crossed before. All right, and then off we go towards the creek trail. And here is kind of a pretty area. You run around there, and you're fixing to take that bridge. There's a little wide spot in the original Salt Creek bed, but over here is where the county did all its public works project, and way over there is Salt Creek main ditch, the canal. And they opened it through here to allow hopefully just the normal low flow, which hasn't quite worked yet, but eventually hopefully it will. But when it rains or slightly higher water, some of the water will come from the canal into the original creek bed and flow downstream to Lake Jessup. Oh, off we go. And here we go. This one's fun. There you go. And here's all the grass. And we'll show you the county project real quick. Hey, Vanna. Here's where they cut through. There's the natural. And there is filtration underneath that matting that theoretically reduces the nutrient load as the water trickles across it. There went some ducks. So we will go up here and look at the little weir dam they built to attempt to divert some of the water this way. But all this grass, the county planted all this grass, which is native grass, and it's called Baker's Cord Sandgrass. Okay, here is the canal. Salt Creek main ditch. Here is the weir that they built to attempt to partially dam the canal and attempt to divert some of the water into here. Down this way. So there's towards the creek. And here is down the canal towards Lake Jessup. Let's see how far we can get you. But as you can see, the weir has not clogged up with mud and debris and stuff enough to get the water level up to this level to quite make its inward flow. Okay, back to the golf car. Onward we go. And here's the creek, natural creek, running towards the lake. And here's the canoe you can come borrow and take out to the lake if you feel like it. And this trail follows the creek bed. Creek bed runs down through here. Oh, there's the creek bed. And there's our trail. So we're following the creek bed. And there's the creek. And here is your first introduction to our shooting range backdrop. This is at 425 feet, so this would be your longer distance rifle shot. Let's see if we can get it in the picture here. Oh yeah. There is the bullet backdrop to keep the bullets from going any further than there, and the little stands to set cans and targets on. But from here to there is 425 feet.
Wow.
So there you go.
Good
Onward. Okay, back up here. I've got two things to show off. There's more creek bed. See if I can capture it. So on down to your creek bed. And over here, we have like a hole in the ground, a shallow hole. And this hole was dug to get a little bit of fill to put in the ruts that the county contractor left. But a little 3-foot gator has taken up residence here for about 4 months now. And this whole thing has turned into a little ecology of its own. Yeah, yep. He left, it rained and kind of got slightly deeper here for a few days, and he left for about 4 days, and we thought, well, he's gone now. But he came back like yesterday afternoon, and you see him? He's a 3-foot gator. You see him anywhere? Vanna knows where he is. Okay, Vanna's giving you the clue where the gator is. Does it help at all? Okay, we'll show you the gator. There he is, little 3-foot gator. And all that little flickering around him is menace, so that's what he's eating. But yeah, like there's like a whole little ecology thing going on here. Even the toads love it, because Look at all the tadpoles. There is a slew of tadpoles in this little hole that's probably not, maybe 10 inches deep in the middle. But you know, cattails, natural Florida cattails, they don't take off on you. Okay, onward we go. Okay, coming up here to a fork in the road, and there's the natural creek bed. And we can go this way towards our field, or we can go this way. This is a dead end because it's like a peninsula for the creek bed that's on the left that runs down, cuts over towards the house, and then comes back this way and then around that way and back that way, and then to the canal.
Round and round we go.
So it kind of is a meanderer. We'll go this way and show you the peninsula. Oh, here's creek bed, frogweed, covered with frogweed. There's
Hence Swamp Productions.
Yep. There's an old walkway that needs repaired. Needs a new surface.
Used to be fabulous.
But it goes down here.
Still see it. Awkward.
Yeah. Goes here, and you can see the creek bed on your left. And it runs around and runs back this way, back to the walkway towards the lake. And here is a palm tree. This leaner, a good serious leaner. There's another good serious leaner.
There's some soft shell turtle eggs.
And Vanna's pointing out the soft shell turtle eggs that the raccoons came and dug up. So, onward we go. And here we go. This is the end of the road here, at least for the golf cart. But it's at the jetty point where the creek's coming from back here, running all the way around, going underneath the other bridge, and also coming back this way. Here's the house. That is where the house is, and the walkway that needs a new surface. Okay, we're headed back out. Headed back out of the peninsula, and we had to stop and show you the leaning palm again. But this one is being assisted from falling down by this one. This one is helping hold up this one. But look at the flame vines.
Hummingbird dream.
You see why they call them flame vines. Those kind of look like a flame. But there are flame vines here.
Pretty.
And onward we go. we just came from and where we're headed. And here we are. We can go left or we can go briefly to the right. And to the left, you can see the shooting range. It's about 150 feet from this point. And if you add in and want to walk back that way just a little bit, then you can get up to about I think it was about 240 feet. So on we go. Here is the canal. And our open backfield. Here's the shooting range. And these pallets were used by the county contractors to get the track hoe down the canal. And they put a few up for me to create a backdrop. And we added the shelves and we added the dirt. So, let's have 1 second here. And Vanna will illustrate where to aim and shoot. Okay, Vanna, where does everyone? Okay. Where do we shoot? Okay. That tells you it all. Okay, we backed up and we're going to take this left out towards the house. And this, we put a raised berm through here because this is pretty low in here. It's about 5 feet above sea level. So we put it so that when it does flood, most of the time we can still drive the trail. And probably every 3 years there would be a few inches of water back here, just enough to make it look like a large water area. But it has flooded enough to overtake this little raised berm, and we will show you that here very shortly. And here we have our little, what we call bubble pond, because it's just a hole we dug to build a little pond, and bubbles come up out of the pond. Here's the bubble pond. See if we can see the bubbles. Okay, so much for the bubbles. But if you will look at this oak tree, you will see some dark lines on this oak tree. The lower, darker line is the flood of 2017, and then the upper line is the flood of 2008 with whatever the hurricanes were we had. So it has flooded above the berm elevation. So there would be approximately a foot of water over this elevated roadway. Now here is our Our last and final bridge. It's built with telephone poles. There are 6 of them. And there is our solar bus, but that's for another video. Here's where our garden used to be. Got left with a nice boat ramp. It was always a boat ramp, but they made it even nicer before they left. So here we are, back almost. Back to the house where this video began.
Bye.
Okay folks, that's mostly the end of the video, but we thought we'd give you some bonus footage. Primarily because you forget half of everything you want to show along the way. But these are giant leather ferns, and they're pretty big guys. Here we go. Vanna says. What does Vanna says?
Beautiful.
Giant leather ferns. This is called shoestring fern. It grows on the sides of palm trees with rotted fronds. We don't know what kind these are. They're pretty large. They're about 2 feet across. This is a pretty massive, pretty big. And there's the top. And let's see if I can get there's your leaf pattern. So there it is, another large specimen. Vanna, what kind of tree is that?
Hickory.
Unique oak, kind of like a triple oak. And these are called swamp ferns. And they're the predominant fern in the woods. And they're pretty much everywhere. Okay, Vanna, now that you've had your sweet gum versus maple tree lesson, which one is the sweet gum and which the maple?
Sweet gum. Maple.
Okay, this is a tallow plum, and that's probably the most common name, but it's got probably 25 different names that are hard to find. Here's another one. There's another one. And they're just, they don't get real large. They're just scattered in the woods here and there. But they put out a little round seed that's good for cooking. It's a little orange. It's about the size of, it's about 1.5 inches, 1.25 inches diameter on the orange seeds. But there you go, a tallow plum. Okay, Vanna's trying to give you the illustration of where they are, and she already went, ow, because they're covered with thorns. Okay, that vine. Anybody know what that vine is? Or that vine? or that vine, or this vine. See this vine? This vine. That vine is big around as my arm. Well, there's the vine up near the top of the tree. And here's the vine at the base of this palm tree. It's a very large vine and has been there many years, and it's the same as the rest that you saw.
I think I got poison ivy from those vines.
Okay, folks, we're getting near the end of the video, but we said we'd throw in some historical, and this is your historical. This is some kind of a distribution, a main distribution feed for an irrigation system. And we assumed that you would put the water in here, and this kind of buffered through these holes that you see in this top section, and they would flood this top with artesian well water out here, and it would trickle down through these main pipes and fall through into the lower part. And then these clay pipes would come out from this main hub, and there's another one underneath that here's these clay tubes, and they would align them one after another in rows, leave small gaps between them, and the water would flood through these main hubs into the smaller tubes, into the fields, and water would trickle between the gaps. And this was old Oviedo history.
Water the same.
And we assume it was late 1800s, early 1900s, and they used them to irrigate the celery fields. And we found these out in the woods. And here we have some 3 cypress trees. Shoestring fern. We don't know the name of these, but they grow in the tops of these palms, so we call them palm ferns. And they only grow in the tops of the palm trees. And here is some air plants on an oak. There's some resurrection ferns up there, but it's primarily air plants. Air plant. Another oak with the 2017 and 2018 floods. 2017 and 2008 floods, 2008 on top. And Vanna says,
Beautiful.
Okay, that's the end of the trail ride. And it says,
Everybody's invited to come take a ride.
okay. End of the show. Hope you enjoyed it.